Here we go. Here we go. Let's have this conversation. I know you guys been waiting for it because so have we, respectfully. You know, we're going to have a conversation this afternoon as it pertains to a couple of things, man. And one of those things is what's happening in the space of Nick Cannon. What's happening in the space of, shout out to Pride Month, it being Pride Month. Shout out to everybody that's a part of the LGBTQ plus community. Yes. Shout out, and shout out. We're going to have a conversation, and I'm here for it today. Shout out to everybody. YouTube community, we're going to have this conversation. I need you guys to heavily weigh in on a conversation. Clubhouse, I am joint with. I have Clubhouse company with me as well as Instagram. Make sure you guys tap in, hit that like button, scroll to the top, hit that link on the top, Clubhouse, and hit that like button because we're definitely gonna need the support. Show your social currency because it's definitely needed. We appreciate you guys in advance. So let me tag a couple people, bring a couple people in here. Shout out to everybody that's listening to us. I wanted to have a conversation today and unpack some things because Nick Cannon is out here and he's running rampant. And not to say that I'm judging him by any stretch of the imagination, but it made me think about something as it pertains to the LGBT community, right? And LGBTQ community, right? And what that is really trying to understand what's the difference, picking the greater of the two, right? And how we identify such things as is, simply Nick Cannon, what he's doing out here. I'm going to play a couple of things in a moment, too, so just bear with me. If you guys want to hear it and see it appropriately, hit that link up top when I begin to play it so you guys can see it appropriately. What's happening is Nick Cannon is fathering a few children. I think he has about maybe 4 or 5 baby mothers at this point and about maybe 8 kids, 9. I'm not sure, Allison, if that number is correct, but I'm gonna play something and get you guys energy on it, and then I'm going to come back to you guys in a moment. Again, if you want to hear what I'm playing, if you want to see what I'm playing, hit that link up top. Tap in. YouTube, I need to know how you guys feel about this. Here we go.
It says you have 3 babies on the way. Is that true or false?
Well, when you say on the way,
you know what?
God damn it, Nick.
What count you at? Let's just put it
on
this
the way. They're not here yet.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That means they're coming.
The stork is on the way.
The stork has the package?
Yes, there's.
That damn celibacy
I don't know. It could be. This is what I said. If you thought the numbers I put up in 2021 was,
wait till we get to the 2022.
There's a lot of kids last year.
Oh my God! Okay, so what happened with this whole therapy, this celibacy?
So you were right there. Okay, I'm glad I get to talk about this.
Yes,
so
let's play that.
Obviously, and I did, my therapist when I started my show and stuff had told me I needed to chill out. Mm-hmm. So I was like, yo, let's try celibacy.
Right.
And that was like October. Like
January.
No, I didn't even make it to. I was supposed to go. That was the whole thing. I was supposed to make it to the top of the year, but then obviously I would start going through some stuff with, I got depressed, like with the loss of my son and stuff. So in December, and the thing is, because everybody saw I was so down, so everybody's like, let me just give him a little vagina. Right. And that's
I know what makes him feel better.
And that's what, and I fell victim to it because I was in a weak state. So December, especially right during.
All right. So hold on 1 second. What up, Abby? I see you. It's a lot. I see you, Queen. I appreciate you, Tarika. I appreciate the pull up. Shout out to Tarika on YouTube tapping in. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. So one of the interesting things I'm hearing is he's having a conversation and they asked Nick Cannon, what happened to celibacy? You out here, and he said, if you thought the numbers I put up last year was something, I'm putting up a whole new, wait till you see the numbers I put up this year. Excuse me. So what I hear when I hear that is Nick is planning to get into a bag like no other. I'm wondering from you guys, do you feel or believe that Nick Cannon is he a sex addict? Cause I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. That's what it's giving. It's giving me sex addict vibes, and we're gonna unpack a few things, and we're gonna come back to the aspect of knowing that what you're doing in your house and how it's affecting the overall bottom line of the community that are single parent homes, right? And I want to pose a question to you guys tonight of, is it better to have a situation like Nick Cannon where he's having these children and they're being in a situation where he can't be in all of these households, right? Like, he can't be in all of these households. But what's better, to be in a situation where you have a father who's spread wide, right? Or is it better to be in a situation where you have two fathers or two mothers living in the house? But let's finish playing these things. What up, though? I see you guys tap in. If you want to be brought up, hit that button on Instagram. I'll bring you guys up. We having a conversation. Go to my YouTube. We are having a conversation about two parents. You know what? Let me do this. Let me pin this on Instagram so you guys can know what we're talking about. I think that might be best. All right, here we go. Let me pin that right here so you guys can see it and know what the vibes are. Cool. So we're having a conversation about, are two moms or two dads in the household better than what Nick Cannon is doing? To be more specific and clear, Nick Cannon is having babies a few different places, and he's not able to raise those kids in one household because, respectfully, he got several different baby moms, right? And what having two parents, having two men raising a kid in the household versus having two mothers raising a kid in the household, I wonder what's the difference. What's the difference in it as you see it? We got Tracy, we got Tarika on YouTube. Tracy said it's giving rich privilege to me. The one to be picked in the basketball team, right? Not rich with an abundance of options, right? Now rich with an abundance of options. Tarika said exactly. He can't give them the time. He can't give them the time, Tarika. So it's interesting to me that, you know what? Let me further play these clips because there's certain aspects of it that I want to unpack, and I honestly feel as though when we talking about kids and spending time, that currency that a child needs is priceless. Okay? Children need time. They don't need to just have financial, right? That's what Tracy was saying, right? It's giving rich privilege to me. Just having a child and just being able to afford a child the opportunity of the time is what's most important, as I see it. As I see it, you know? So I want to get it from you guys. Tap in with me. Shout out to Lisa in the room. I know we got Allison. How you guys feel about it? Tap in with me, girls. All right, there you go.
I feel like he's causing more problems than he realizes. There's only 24 hours in a day, so how is he going to spend time and visit with all of these children? Um, it's just a really difficult situation, no matter how you slice it, because um, a child requires two parents.
Yes.
So he's only basically giving financial support,
Yep.
and I don't see him physically being there, because what if two of the kids have maybe basketball or football or baseball? It's like, how are you going to be there for the kids if you're on different coasts or in different households? It's just, to me, it's counterproductive, and it's just a big mess.
They saying on Instagram he wanna he want a big family. I'm here for it.
That's fine, but he even said to himself that not all the women have to get along, and I feel like you have to at least be able to coexist, especially since they're going to be quote unquote half siblings. So why wouldn't you want them to at
Right.
least get along?
Why wouldn't you want them to get along? Why wouldn't you? It's important to have them in the same house. Instagram, if you are watching this, I need you guys to go to the YouTube channel, Broadway the Giant. The link is directly pinned in my bio. Clubhouse, I need you to hit that link and hit them like buttons. Hit that like button at that link pinned up top. I'm gonna continue playing these clips and then we're going to further talk about it some more. Tap in. Let me rewind it a little bit.
In a week, say so December, especially right right before Christmas, I start fucking like crazy, and that's when it like so. I broke the celibacy, but I was probably celibate for probably like a month and a half strong. I mean, you were there. I was trying to do it.
Yeah.
I had a new show, new energy. I was dealing with
He
a
said
lot.
I was there, like I was every day, like don't you do it, Nick.
So October 22. So around the holidays, we should be expecting some.
These September,
some packages
October
to be
babies
dropped
on the
off
way.
by the store, huh?
Yeah,
Let me ask you
y'all are
this.
pretty good at math.
Listen, let me tell you something. Nick is out here about to run rampant. The question of discussion, just to be clear, so you guys understand what's happening. We're having a conversation about two moms versus two dads. What's the better situation to be a part of? Is it better than what Nick Cannon is doing, right? We're very clear on what Nick Cannon is doing. And he's running rampant. He got kids over here, kids over there. YouTube, I need y'all commentary. I need to know what you guys are thinking and talk in the conversation you're having within yourselves. So please hit that comment section and let me know how you guys are feeling. Clubhouse, I need it from you too. I'm going to play a few more clips because, listen, we got some things to unpack here with Nick Cannon running rampant. And is it better to be in a situation? Again, some of the things that I'm going to be playing, you guys have to see it because it don't have sonic sound. You guys have to see it so that you guys can understand what's being played. In order to do that, you got to hit the link that's pinned up to the top, Clubhouse and Instagram, the one that's pinned in my bio, so you guys can understand what's happening. What's happening, Janice? Tarika said, kids need their father and kids need their fathers in their lives. If he has kids scattered everywhere, how is he going to give time? Very, very good point. How's he going to give the time? So the question is indeed, what's better? Are two moms or two dads in the household better than what Nick Cannon is doing? I'm gonna play this next clip, and I want you guys to watch it. Hit that link up top so you guys can see it, because this one doesn't have any. In order to understand what's happening with it, you gotta see it. So I'm gonna play this next clip. Hit that link up top on Clubhouse if you want to have with it. Let me pause that and leave that right there, because what's happening is they said in the clip, right? The world. Too many kids are growing up without fathers. And then also in the clip, the subtext to it is, we gave our kids two fathers and y'all still complaining. Y'all still out here complaining. So it made me think of the question, are two moms and two dads, I can't say me and Allison, shout out to Allie, are two moms or two dads in a household better than what Nick Cannon is doing, right? So tap in with me. I need you guys' commentary. Clubhouse, I'm going to come to you. Tap in with me. While we wait for Clubhouse to get it together, Tarika said, neither. I don't believe in the same sex household. Okay. So Tarika, you much rather, shout out to YouTube, the commentary is real. Would you much rather raise a kid in a house without a parent or without a bonus dad or a bonus mom in that type of household? And I want to know, why would you not be okay with that? I'm interested. I'm interested to know that. Tap in with me, Clubhouse. What's happening with you? We got a few giants in here. We got Ashley Trillion. We got a few of them. D. I see Lisi in here. I want to get it from you guys. Tap in with me. How do you guys feel? Is it better to be in a situation? Is it better to be in a situation of raising a child in a 2-dad, 2-mom household, or is it better to have a kid out here doing what Nick Cannon is doing, just spreading his seeds everywhere and raising them in single-parent homes? I want to get it from you guys, because honestly, I honestly feel as though some could forge a strong argument inside saying that, respectfully, as long as both parents are in the house, as long as they have parents in the house that can pour into the child, that shouldn't that be the most important part to it? Shouldn't that be the most important part to it, of being able to raise a child in a house with 2 parents? Shouldn't that be the important part to it? Or am I tripping? Allison, what you think, Queen? Okay.
I got a red bar.
2 people trying to speak at once. I can't hear both.
They can go first.
No, I was basically just saying.
Oh, your service is nervous. Lease. Your service is nervous. We're going to come right back to you. What up, though, Marcos?
Yo, what's up, man?
What's your thoughts on this, King?
Man, well, I really do think that, damn, it's pretty... Okay, let me see. 2 moms, 2 dads. It's because Nick Cannon got... Okay, so I'm thinking about like this. Nick Cannon has money. So he could probably take his kids to the best schools, best nannies, best therapists. But then again, having the 2-parent household is more healthier. But then again, I kind of got to add in there that, like, I'm very traditional Mexican. So, like, in my household, that wouldn't fly. As far as, like, the way, like, as far as my grandparents, my cousins, nieces, nephews, like, we don't care if you're gay, but we don't really be thinking that, like, it's too acceptable yet to be having 2-parent households, at least in the Hispanic community.
Sure. I get it. I listen. I would be remiss if I said I didn't get it. I didn't get it. Tarika said, first of all, is man, women, and child, not man or not women. Okay, I see you. And shout out to Keisha. I see you, Keisha, on the check-in. What up, though, Queen Keisha? Round of applause for the Giants on in the chat. And I understand that narrative of, this is the way I was raised, and this is the way, to an extent, the way I would like to keep it moving forward. Because to an extent, I feel as though I agree with that, right? Where you know what? I got more to play, but we're gonna get there. I honestly feel as though, to an extent, right? For me, I would like my children to be raised in. So let me put it this way. Let me draw it out this way. Society is composed of men and women in workspaces, right? Like, I wouldn't want to give my child the disadvantage of having the disadvantage of being raised in a household where they only understand it from a male's perspective, right? 2 men or two women, right? I feel as though, to some degree, it may make them more advanced, but it'll keep them off balance. Like, if it's dealing with men, it'll make women extremely... If it's 2 women raising a boy or a little girl, it's going to give that little boy or little girl an edge up on understanding things from different perspectives and being in a household with 2 women. But in the same thing with 2 men raising a boy or a girl, right? But it it handicaps them to some extent or another, because kids need to understand the balance of what it is, what comes from a man and what comes from a woman. And when we take that away from them, right? And yeah, we can talk about outsourcing things like uncles and aunts, and because I've been outsourced, right? Like I grew up in a single parent home, and I had amazing uncles and cousins and stuff like that around me to fill in the gap of missing a father, you know. However, I honestly believe that when you raise a kid in a situation of not having mom and a dad, it can handicap them in a way. So I guess that would sound like I'm leaning towards what Nick is doing, right? What up though, Keisha on Instagram? I guess that would lean towards what Nick is doing, but I don't condone what Nick is doing neither. So it's a tough situation. We got Lindell in here. We got Ari. What up though? Lisi, is your mic open? Let me read some of these comments before I come to Clubhouse. Keisha said, what up though, Broadway? What up though, Queen? Shout out to you. Tarika said, money is not gonna raise your kids. Kids need discipline and structure. Right. So if kids need discipline and structure, what's wrong with them getting that discipline and structure from a 2-mother household or a 2-father household, right? Because again, like I said, and like I stated, I feel like it puts the child at a disadvantage being raised in a household with 2 mothers and 2 fathers because of what's happening out there in society, right? Society is saying that when a child is raised and they got to cohabitate, they got to coexist in workspaces that's predominantly men-based or women-based, you still got to cohabitate with men and women alike. So if you was raised in a household that only knows and understands one side to it, 2 men can never equal 1 woman. 2 women can never equal 1 man. So, you know, I'm open up. Tap in with me, guys. How you guys feel about this? Pull up to the stage. If you guys got commentary to add on Clubhouse, I want to hear it.
So, you know, I'm from Boston, right?
Yes.
Damn, I keep getting red bar. Am I nervous?
You good for now?
Okay. So Boston's a real liberal city, right? Like Massachusetts was the first state to actually legalize gay marriage. I grew up from the time I was real young around people who had mixed households.
Sure.
And honestly, those people seem to be better off in life than a lot of the kids who came from single parent households or came from parents where they had both their mother and their father. They just had a whole nother understanding in life.
A whole nother understanding in life, she said. So, all right. So, do you know if personally that put them at a disadvantage to any extent or another?
I think it put them more at an advantage because they had more of a perspective. Like they could actually look at people for who they were and not their sexuality. Too many people get caught up in the private sector, okay? Our private sector of our lives is our personal lives, what we do when we go home at night.
Absolutely.
What I do in my house with my partner is really none of your business outside of my bedroom. Now, my children, they're the ones who are going to be most affected by that, by being in that household. And as long as you're leading with love, I don't see the issue.
Hit a round of applause for that. Hit a round of applause for that. Because I don't think you're totally off at all. At all, at least I don't. And there's a large portion of what you're saying that I actually agree with. I'm searching here today to give perspective, right? And a large part of that perspective is knowing and understanding that I think I could make a strong argument that it could put a child at a disadvantage in a way that perhaps, I don't know, you hear me? But I know that in society, life is composed of, when you walk outside your door, life is composed. They have things for men and they have things for women. So me not being the sharpest tool in the shed, I'm not the sharpest tool, but I would think that it would put a child at a disadvantage to some extent or another. But that's just me and my observation. That's me and my observation of it. And the reason why I say that is because understanding both sides to it, which is, I believe that it's better to have two parents in a home is better than what Nick is doing, but I still feel like it puts the kid at a disadvantage. So it's like pick a side and stay on it. Would you much rather it cause a child disadvantage of not having the parent there live in, I'm talking about? Because Nick could very much so be doing everything that he needs to do, but I'm sure there's gonna be some travel issues where two games, two graduations, because he's having them back to back like that. So it's gonna be some conflict of interest somewhere in there. You understand what I'm saying, YouTube? Y'all understand what I'm saying, chat? Because with that being said, it's so much there that you gotta be a part of, and how do you divide? And we're not even talking about the sexual aspect to it, right? You do what you want in your bedroom. I respect that. That has nothing to do about it. I'm talking about from a standpoint of being able to support your child, not just by way of finances or by love, but by both. And I think somehow, some way, one or the other is taking a dive, and it's like trying to pick a side. So tap in with me, Clubhouse. We are streaming live on YouTube. Hit that link pinned up to the top and hit that like button on YouTube, on our YouTube video. Hit that link, and let's have this conversation. YouTube. I see you guys in the comment section. Shout out to Tarika. Shout out to the Giants. I see Keisha in there. I see Trey in there. I see you guys piping up in the comment section. And yeah, let me see something. Tarika said it's important to have both pairs in the household. But in today's society, it seems that it's okay to have a single mom household, but it's not. We have fathers in our household, in our home. I guess what she's saying is, Tarika, rewrite that, Queen, because I'm missing there's a part or two that's missing from there, so we can understand what you're saying. Hey, listen, I guess for the part that I do understand, yeah, it is more acceptable, but I only think that's in the black community, if I'm to be honest with you, Queen. I only think that's in the black community that we accept single parent homes, single mom homes. You know, in other cultures, I think that might be looked at as some sort of way. They might look at that as, like, yo, what you doing? Like, you didn't choose better. They might look at you some sort of way about that. So I'm interested to get it from you guys. What up, though, Lindell? Are you by your mic, King?
I am definitely by my mic, sir.
How you feel about the conversation that's being had? I got some more stuff to play, and we're going to unpack that in a moment. But thus far, Nick Cannon is out here spreading his self like wildflowers. And the simple question is, are two moms or two dads households better than what Nick Cannon is doing, beloved?
Nick Cannon got the money to do what most people can't, because sometimes two parents can't make enough money to be able to even take care of their home the proper way. So I think he justified what he does by, I have the means to take care of them. And the love is there if I can FaceTime him and do other things that come and play now versus what his parents went through. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people, it's hard for like the traditionalists to see that, or the old new wave to see. Nick Cannon believe his money is a second parent, right? And so, and a lot of times in today's society, the kids want things. They want things more than they want parents to be there, because they see a life of people and things, and that's what add value to their life. And right. Being there really ain't being there, because people are looking at the iPad and more than they talking to their parents. But this is my perspective.
No, I think that's an interesting one, right? As kids, what's normal, what's always there, as children, you become desensitized by way of it, right? Your parents being there, I see my mom, my dad every day. I don't know life without them. They don't understand that we don't have to be here. You understand what I'm saying? Children don't understand that we don't have to be here. So with that notion in mind, they know what it feels like to not have something and to have something bought by way of them. So they know what it's like. All right, they want the new iPhone. They want an iPad. They know what it's like to not have it. So to get it for them could be looked at as everything in the world. They much rather have the thing than the actual person, because thinking back to my earliest childhood memory, I wanted the thing because I took certain things for granted in regards to you were going to be there anyway. What up, though, Sean? You were going to be there anyway. So I thought as a child. But as you get older and you become more entrenched in not taking things for granted and certain views and certain understandings of life, as the bigger picture starts to unravel itself to you, you start to understand, hey, give me that person, give me that relationship. I'll do anything in the world to get another day with my moms. You know what I'm saying me? So those things that are not there. Children have a way of placing more value and significance on the things and less on the people. So I think a child might not look at it as being a thing to being a Nick Cannon type of situation where Nick Cannon is just out here having babies. And if they want something, they can call dad and probably get it, especially because he's not in the household. He might feel more guilt trip to get it because he's not there, right?
I'm one of those people, so I know. I used my money to raise my son, and that didn't work out for me because my son, he turned to hate me. But my daughter's a different perspective. So when I see what Nick Cannon doing, it comes back to bite him as he gets older. But right now, he has enough money to make it normal. And guess what? They believe in Nick because they see him on TV. So they say, my daddy's a star. That's a different perspective. He got
wake that up.
3 things working for him. He's a star, and he got the money, and they get to see him on that too, that YouTube. I can YouTube my daddy and see him on everywhere and see the views that he got, and I'm attached to that because that's a part of my legacy. Then the women that he's had those kids by might not think they'll feel that way, but that's the perspective. So if it comes to Pride Month and how they see mom and dad and having 2 moms or 2 dads, but Nick got a different perspective or a different lens, and I think people really give him benefit credit for. So that's just my perspective.
Marcos, I saw you was off your mic.
Yo, what's up, man?
What's your thoughts on it? Am I misunderstanding? I thought you might have something to say. I saw you was off your mic, King.
Oh, nah. I was the one that mentioned that, like, in my culture, that's still not accepted yet.
Yeah.
To have 2-parent household.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Cultural, right? Cultural difference. I understand it. Tarika said exactly. We as Black women and men, we gotta do better. We gotta do better. Shout out to that, right? We gotta do better because respectfully, until we start to fix the problems and start seeing and start being in these households, we start to be able to have to accept whatever is given. And nobody wants to get the leftovers. Nobody wants to just be okay with accepting whatever it is you giving me. I want to be okay with accepting that of what you are, that of what I want, that of what I earned. I'm gonna play some more clips, and I'm gonna play something, and we're gonna unpack it. Tell me what you guys think and how you feel. Instagram, you wanna watch this, you wanna see what's happening, tap in on YouTube. Okay, tap in on YouTube. Broadway the Giant, the link is in my bio right now. No need to type it in, just go to my bio, hit it. Make sure you hit that like button as well. YouTube, hit that like button. Clubhouse, scroll up to the top, hit that link so you can watch what I'm about to play, and hit that like button more importantly.
The biracial girls are shaking, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Cannon, once again, is back on the chopping block for having his 8th baby. Well, the baby's in the oven. We're about to have his 8th baby with his 5th baby's mother. Let's talk about it. At this point, it's giving crimes against humanity. This is
Hold on. His 8th baby with his 5th baby mother. That's not alarming to nobody. Like, just that part and that notion in itself, his 8th baby with his 5th baby mother. That Like, let's wake that up. I mean, because if it was vice versa and it was a woman in that seat, we'll be looking at her crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, he got money, man.
That don't mean, see, we got to get out of that space and that mentality, I believe, of just feeling like money justifies the bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the money don't justify the bullshit, because once you have these kids now, who's going to be there to raise these kids? Because now these kids start coming out in lopsided situations where there's no balance in that household. There's no balance. Children need balance, because when we have these kids and we put them in these situations, then we wonder why our kids running around and moving in a certain way. Respectfully, they learned it from us. No need to fret. No need to know or wonder why we going and doing, why the kid is saying certain things, because nobody was watching over them. And when they went to school with that little fast girl or that little fast little boy over there, and certain things happen, or because parents, right? We can't be everywhere at the same time. We trust and believe that we're going to put them in the right situation. Sometimes things happen in family, okay? Some things happen at school, at the park, okay? Kids learn things by way of, maybe not directly by us, but by us putting them in situations that was less than savory for them. So I believe that we need to, when it comes to that money bag, yes, money, finances is important. But if I had to put a percentage on finances versus time, I would put it to be about 80-20. Time is way more important than money, because there's been women out here that raise children with far less. But, I mean, as Lindell would say, that's my point of view. Or Nadine would say, my name is Broadway and I am complete. What do you guys think? I see Tarika said, she said, maybe Nick Cannon just having kids for a tax write-off.
Nah.
Hold on. Respectfully. Like, Nick Cannon having kids, Tarika, for a tax write-off. Hey, I see you trying to shoot him some bell. And I see that. I see what you did there, Queen. But we know that's some BS, right? If Nick Cannon out here trying to do it for a tax write-off, he should just go buy a new Maserati or new the Porsche, the Bentley Bottega, like something like that. That's a good tax write-off, right? Tap in with me though, Marcos.
Yeah, man. I mean, he got a lot of kids. I'm telling you, man, nowadays where you need 2 incomes just to make it, shit. A lot of women, man, we had the discussion in another room. Mm-hmm. The women, they're okay with their dude like cheating on them as long as he can bring home some bacon. They're like, as long as he can bring home some bacon and he taking care of the kids, and I ain't gonna really bother him like that.
And that's the heartbreaking part to it, because we had a room, right? We had a podcast. I forget what episode it was. It might have been 515, where we was talking about who taught you how to love, right? And for the women that's out here moving around as such, and they think that that's okay, that it's okay to just give me the bag, and the bag is gonna be a supplement for your parenting, and the kid don't be raised the right way. That's a direct correlation between that and having the kids raised the wrong way. And having the kids raised the wrong way. The kids are raised the wrong way because the mothers or the fathers aren't doing their due diligence, because you know why? You know why? Yeah, you right there. You know why? You fucking guessed it. Because they was raised the wrong way. So we get the misinformed informing the misinformed are informing the children, and now the children are becoming misinformed. And they going out here and then I guess that may make the other argument a little bit more brighter. It's probably better to have 2 of the same parents in the same household, opposed two of the same sex parents in the same household, opposed not having a parent there at all. Opposed not having a parent there at all.
Nah, I feel you, man.
You know, so it's weird to an extent where, you know, you want to put the kid in a situation that's best for the kid and not what's best for us. Let me see what Tarika, she laughing on YouTube. I just thought, you know, how do you? It's sad, man. It's sad because we need parents to be available for these kids, man, and ultimately we need them to receive that balance. Let me play some more of this clip so we could tap in with it.
This is a lineup of the 4 out of 5 because, you know, we don't put up a picture of the queen of music. We don't do his only wife like that. No disrespect to the mother of Zen Cannon, his son that just passed away, Alyssa Scott. And you know what? Let's just get to her first. So this is poor Alyssa Scott seen here with her son Zen Cannon, who passed away from cancer at just 5 months old. They knew the baby wasn't going to live to be up to 6 months, and he passed away right before then. Poor angel. Well, that was just earlier this year. And while Nick was burying his poor baby child, he was having a bun in the oven that he already knew about with Johnny Manziel's ex-wife, Bree Tessie.
Hold on. Bree Tessie. Bree Tessie. Not even a month or about a month later, he was having another baby with Bree Tessie. That's not crazy to y'all? Am I the only one tripping off of that? Like, he did. Like, how do you even mourn the death of your child that just passed away and under? I think the baby might have been a couple of months old, a few months old, and you out here having to knocking something else up and having a baby like that. That just sounds problematic to me. That's giving toxic masculinity. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's. YouTube, tap in with me. I need to see your commentary. Weigh in. I need to hear how you feel in regards to what we talking about. Instagram, YouTube, tap in. Tap in. I would love to hear from you all. Would love to hear from you all. Pull up a cup of talk with me. We just having a conversation, right? We just having a conversation. I think that it's a very. I think Nick don't give himself, as he said in the other clip, a moment to heal or get past any situation because he had gave himself. I think he had said, you know, he was celibate like for a month and a half, and then things started happening, and he needed to get his stuff off, and things happened as such. So it's very interesting to me. Very interesting to me. Very interesting. Allie, what you think? I know you've been the silent assassin queen. How you feel about the conversation thus far? I know we got Sin in here with us. I want to get it from you guys to any capacity if we can. Okay, they probably booked and busy.
I was gonna say, hey everyone, hey Broadway.
What's happening, Queen?
I was gonna say, like, the moment you make a public announcement that you're gonna be celibate, that was you're setting yourself up for failure right there. So that was mistake number one. So yeah, you know all these girls are gonna come for you.
Right.
But doesn't he have like some sort of, I'm sorry, doesn't he have like lupus or something? So
Yes.
my thoughts are maybe he thinks that he's gonna die young and he wants to have a family before he, passes away. So.
I mean, that's a great observation, right? He's trying to his lineage, right? Trying to make his lineage fruitful.
Yeah, I actually know someone in that situation, and they have a child with someone that it's an agreement. And the person got what they wanted. He got what everyone got what they wanted out of it. So it works for them. So it happens all the time. It's a normal thing. The only thing not normal about the situation is probably the amount. And he's wealthy, so I mean he's not lacking for money, but I'm sure a lot of people in that situation, he feels like he doesn't want to leave his mom alone and things like that. Maybe he's an only child. I don't know if he's an only child or not. Could be. Or maybe he doesn't have too many siblings, but
Right.
it could be that he just doesn't want to, leave his family alone. So
Yeah, no, makes a lot of sense to me. Makes a lot of sense to me. I just wonder in understanding the normalcy that you highlighted, I don't think it's ever normal for a child to have to eat. I don't care if it happens for the next 100 years, right? And it's been happening for the last 100 years. A child being raised without both parents is not normal. That's just not normal. It's sad.
I wouldn't say it's not normal. I would say it's common.
What
is it ideal?
It's not ideal. Yes.
It's not ideal, but it's
Yes.
normal and it's common. It happens all the time. But no, it's not ideal because you want two incomes. You want two people making decisions. You want that support. Of course, as many single moms out there, single dads out there, they do a great job. Not taking care anything away from that, but I'm sure it takes a team. It takes more than one person to raise a child. So, but yeah, I was raised in a two-parent household, very, very lucky. But most of my friends weren't in that situation, and so, but they turned out great. So, it just depends.
It depends. I'm gonna play some more of these clips, and I want to get you guys energy. We having a conversation. If you just pulled up about Nick Cannon, and is it better? Are two moms or two dads in a household better than what Nick Cannon is doing? Right, Nick Cannon out here just flying high, sitting low, knocking holes, and I just don't know. I'm wrestling with what's better. What Nick Cannon doing, being able to have multiple kids. He got allegedly he has 8 kids by 5 different baby mothers. And is that good? Is that healthy to the bottom line? Like, how do you be there in the space of existing with all of these kids in different spaces, right? Because on the other end, you got if you had 2 gay men or 2 gay women in one household and they was raising a kid, what's better? Trying to understand that. If you guys are just tapping in, hit that link that's pinned to the top because I am playing something so you guys can see it, and hit that like button when you get to our YouTube. That's the link that's pinned up at the top on Clubhouse. Let me continue to play this. Shout out to YouTube tapping in on the comments. We appreciate the commentary. Let me rewind this a little bit. Here we go.
Well, that was Zen Cannon, his son that just passed away, Alyssa Scott. And you know what? Let's just get to her first. So this is poor Alyssa Scott seen here with her son Zen Cannon, who passed away from cancer at just 5 months old. They knew the baby wasn't going to live to be up to 6 months, and he passed away right before then. Poor angel. Well, that was just earlier this year. And while Nick was burying his poor baby child, he was having a bun in the oven that he already knew about with Johnny Manziel's ex-wife, Bree Tessie. Now, the gag is, when I saw that she was married to Johnny Manziel and I looked up their past relationship, I would have thought this was a white woman. Honey, she didn't get biracial until Nick came around. Cause stop playing with me. That right there is Megan Fox. But this right here is Kaylani. Now, this was August 24th, and this is Bree Tessie actually at Nick's gym.
So hold on. Again, I go back. Nick is out. Nick is a wild boy. I played the other clip earlier about him talking about celibacy, and I agree with that, Sin. The moment that you publicly announce that you're celibate, that's your first mistake. That should be your personal journey. Enjoy whatever it is that you're doing for you. That don't have to be announced, but I guess he probably was doing it because he was being self-conscious of the fact that he was having baby after baby after baby. So tap in with me. I see YouTube comments weighing in. I want to get it from Clubhouse for a moment. Instagram, I see you there as well. Clubhouse, hit that link that's pinned to the top and hit that like button on YouTube. Tap in with me. We got Nikita, we got David in here, we got Keisha. How you guys feel about this?
Hi. Thank you for this room and this topic. So,
Yes,
in my
ma'am.
opinion, I think a child needs both a mother and a father. And that's not to say that's being homophobic or transphobic. I think if it takes two people to make a child, it should take two to raise them, and that is the mother and the father.
Right.
In terms of Nick Cannon, I think what he's doing is irresponsible. You should not be having that many children with that many different women, even if you have the financial capabilities to pay for those children. It's just you cannot be in six places all at once. So
Right.
I think it's just it's yeah, he has to do a better job of I suppose keeping it in his pants for a lack of a better word. And again, as I say, where possible, I think children should have both the mother and the father in the household raising them. Thank you.
Let that breathe for a moment. Because Nikita, you wouldn't be too far off. I think for the most part, everybody said the same thing. And again, I understand it from both angles. That's very important to have both parents, a man and a woman, because a kid needs balance, right? A kid needs to understand and see it from a male's perspective and a woman's perspective. If you raise them, and I understand raising a kid, and not to say that there's anything wrong with raising a kid, and overall, because listen, these times that we living in, it is what it is. It's not so estranged anymore. But I do feel as though it puts the kid at a disadvantage when they're raised in a male household, female household, because we live in a society that coexists of men and women at the same time. This isn't a Black Mirror, one of those crazy episodes where there's a part of the world that only is men or only women. We need both. We need both. And as we know all too often, the only way to procreate is with the man and with the woman, right? So what that means is if we're in the space of having a baby, I'm a firm believer that two people that have a baby, the bonus parent can never to the extent of loving that child more than said mother or father. What I mean by that is not to say that you can't, I heard it all the time growing up. Yeah, I love you, Mike. I love you like my own. Impossible. Because a parent's love for a child, for their child that they want, you can't make it make sense. But tap in with me. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Shout out to Dave. We got Dave in here. I see Keisha flashing. What up, though, Queen?
I agree with everything you're saying, but at the end of the day, that's like what 8 different households. So once their father is gone after older age, or elderly age, those sisters and brothers have each other to teach each other different things from growing up in a different household. You got fathers that have one household and still can't be home, so it don't matter. I feel like it is what it is, and I feel like at the end of the day, they got each other when they get older. Like, I wish I had a bigger family, so I don't know. I admire his family. You know what I mean? He ain't doing nothing but planting seeds and growing.
Right.
Long as he just babies in business, that's the most best investment ever.
Babies in business. So Keisha, you pretty much saying that as long as he's taking care of the kids, that should be the most important part to it. Am I understanding that?
Yes. I mean, yes. You got to think about it. There's a lot of women out here that they get funded for babies, even though the father's not in their life. So we're not gonna act like you didn't turn kids help you buy that house. Them taxes didn't help you. Them kids on them taxes and all that. So we're not gonna act like a baby is breaking us. No, it didn't break me. It make me. You know,
Sure.
even if the dad in the house or not, because he still got to be at work. So he's not going to be in the house. You got to control that house. So
Sure.
he planting these seeds in these different households. I don't have a problem with it. I love it because them siblings got each other at the end of the day.
So
That's all I want to say though.
so you're approaching it from a later standpoint of once the kids get older, they have each other, right?
Yeah, not even just being older, just now, just period. It's just like,
But
you
but
know, a lot of babies dying, a lot of kids dying, a lot of people is dying. So it's like, shit. He lose one, he still got seven. You get what I'm saying? So it's like I lost two of my brothers. Now it's just me and my sister.
all
I
right,
wish
so
my daddy had more kids. Now that I'm older.
so two things, right? The first thing is him having more kids. You said something. I'm losing my thought on it. Hopefully it comes back. But the second thing I was
So
gonna say was
basically-
hold on. Let me just say the second thing. The second thing was we all know that even if you have 100 kids and you lose one, you feel that you feel that one like you lost all 100, right?
Because guess what? Even though dad can't be here in this household to teach, I got a big brother that can teach me what dad knows. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, and the second thing I was gonna say was those kids aren't able to be there for one another until later in life, right? Because they're raised in all these different households. So that it's not like they live on Wisteria Lane and all these houses are next to each other. One is in LA, one is over here, one is over
But
there.
it's called holidays and birthdays. That's when they get together because people don't go to family reunions no more. But Nick Cannon is reminding people we have to make family reunions because we could be sisters and brothers. You get it? We need to start back having family reunions. I mean, everybody don't agree with the same thing. That's just how I feel.
Sure. I hear you.
And can I just quickly make a point?
Sure.
I
Go
don't
for
mean
it,
to interrupt,
Nikita.
but I'm one of five siblings, and we all have our own mothers. So my father had different baby mothers, and we have our own mothers. And I will say this: in some cases, siblings can be very close. In my case, we're not very close. I'm not saying we're enemies or we don't like each other. We tolerate each other for the most part. But because we didn't grow up together, as Broadway is saying, we didn't have the day in and the day out of spending time and bonding as siblings, that connection was just never built. Like, would I do anything that I can to help my sisters? Of course I would. But it's just not the same as being in the same household. And I think for half siblings that have the same mother, maybe there's like a closer bond in that sense because they grew up under the same household. But when you've got different fathers, it's a bit of a different story. So I would definitely agree with you, Broadway, on that one.
Yeah, hey, listen, man. Listen, listen, I grew up in a household, right? Let me have this moment with you guys. I grew up in a household where I believe what was going on in my household is what was happening in every household. But what I came to terms with understanding later was that wasn't the case. What was going on in my household was just that. It was going on in my household. When I went across the what you call that? The backyard or whatever that was, the courtyard, excuse me. When I went across the courtyard, I realized when I was playing with my best friend, I think his name was Jason. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Jason, but just for the sake of the story, his name was Jason. I learned that this Filipino little boy and how they were raising him and how he was biracial because he was half white or maybe half Spanish and half something else, right? How he was being raised was far different from what was going on in my household. And then when I went, that was on the 5th floor across the courtyard. When I went downstairs to Bernard's house, right? Bernard's house, his mother, she barely cooked. She barely was in the space of knowing what it was. I mean, he was barely in the space of knowing what it was like to always cook. So when I went upstairs, I was like, damn, this household is lit. It's better than my household. I enjoyed what was happening in that household, at Jason's household. But when I went downstairs, I realized in Bernard's household, my household was way better. And when he came over to my spot, he didn't want to go home. because of the love that was there. And when I say I wanted my household to be like Jason's household, I just meant by he had the Genesis, the Coleco Vision, he had the Nintendos, he had everything. I wanted all that, but we couldn't afford it. You hear what I'm saying? So I'm just waking that up to say that sometimes what goes on in our households, we'll think that that's a blanket statement, and that's what happened. That's what's happening in all households, but that's not exactly what's happening universally. You get what I'm saying? And I'm gonna park there for a moment because I want to get how you guys feel on this for a moment before I play some more of this. What up though, Verns? Hit that link, Verns. I'll bring you. Hit that button. I'll bring you up, or hit that YouTube. And, link is in my bio, and like that YouTube video that we screaming live from. Tap in. Y'all got commentary before I play some more of these clips? Because I want you guys to hear this stuff. All right, I'm going to play some more of these clips.
Incredible gym. And I'm wondering if that's where they met.
Hold on, let me rewind this a little bit.
This right here is Kaylani. Now, this was August 24th, and this is Briteshi, actually at Nick's gym, the Incredible Gym. And I'm wondering if that's where they met. Nothing has been confirmed as of now, except for they're expecting a son together. Now, Nick was at her birthday party, but this wouldn't really be alarming to people because a lot of people she took pictures with like this. She took pictures with guys just like this. I would have thought Nick was just her friend at her 30th birthday party. I would not have thought this was her man.
That's bad work.
Now, this is Bree pictured as a wildin' out girl. And you know she was a wildin' out girl. Nick Cannon had some of her honey. And everybody's telling him, he better watch out because it's giving very much casting couch. And if they come out with a surviving Nick Cannon later on, nobody's going to feel sorry for you because of your behavior right now, Nick Cannon. They're calling this man Father Abraham. They're calling this man the Song of Solomon. I don't think there's nothing biblical about it, but it is giving Noah and the Lost Ark. He's trying to make 2 or 3 of everything at this point. And Nick Cannon, I have real questions. Is this a death wish? Are you doing this because you really like these women? Or are you doing it because you want to sow your royal oats?
Wow. If I may just add a comment on that, when it comes to Nick Cannon and this discussion that we have about him having so many children, I know a lot of people like to use the excuse that he has lupus, and that is a very serious illness. But at the same time,
that's what Sin said. Yep.
What kind of a legacy do you want to be leaving behind with children from every household, from every corner of the states, but you're not being there, they're not getting to know each other. And
right.
That's not an excuse, and I think sometimes we kind of allow irresponsibility because somebody's got some health needs. If you want to have children, why not settle down with one woman and have kids and leave your legacy that way?
Hello?
So, yeah.
Nah, you killed, you cooking. We can't let the things that's going on around us, the BS, to justify our poor actions, right? And I'm happy you said that, Nikita, because when we justify it, it makes it okay, right? It makes it okay to just move. Well, I knew I was going to die tomorrow, so I went into a bank and shot a few people and took somebody money. Like, we can't make it make sense because we got whatever we got going on that makes it okay for the world, right? Like, as a kid, I remember hearing my uncle say, well, when I pass away, you know, I'm going to spend all my money before I pass away. And I heard my aunts respond to him with the, hey, why would you do that? Who's going to bury you? I don't care. Y'all, that's for y'all to figure out. What do you mean? That's so selfish. And that's the greater point, right, YouTube? That's the greater point. When we move in a way of feeling and behaving in a way that's about us, it comes across as being self-centered, right? You're being selfish. You're only thinking about yourself. You're not thinking about the ramifications that stem from your actions. It's a couple more seconds left on here. Let me play these couple more seconds and we'll talk.
Because you want to sow your royal oats. When Johnny Manziel was kicked out of the Cleveland Browns, he actually credited Bree to helping him get over that hump. Even though they got divorced, and honey, the gag is she was pregnant with Nick Cannon's baby before the paper was even filed. Okay, before she...
Wow. She was pregnant. Again, some of this, if you are on Clubhouse, you need to see it. Hit the link up top so you guys can see what we're playing. And you'll see the Cleveland Browns, dude from Cleveland Browns. Before the ink was even dry on that divorce, she was out here having a baby with Nick Cannon. Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
She was even divorced. And if the papers were filed, the ink surely wasn't dry. So these pictures came out a few days ago of the baby shower. You know Nick gonna go to the shower, y'all. The mother of Nick's deceased son actually wrote out a statement saying, "Leave my son out of this negativity. I've got my family backing me." She said nothing about Nick helping her. Honey, it seems like he was on to the next one. All I gotta say is, biracial girls, be careful.
Yeah, yeah. And that's pretty much it with the clips. I just think that it's it's nasty out here. I think that we gotta be mindful of some of the energy that we attach ourselves to, because if and when we don't, the ramifications is the kids you leave behind. Tap in with me, Trills. Welcome to the stage, Queen.
Hey, I definitely want to hear the rest of that. So I'm going to have to look up that recording. Where you ended it was funny. Be careful, biracial girls, because that's really, it's an attack on us. How dare he? No, I'm kidding. Listen, I don't identify with these bitches. But yo, it's crazy. I just think that he is wild. Like, wilding out is perfect for his whole motherfucking head to toe presentation. I'm pretty sure he called his penis wilding out from years ago before he was famous. What's weird to me is that, the media or sometimes men love to portray women having a baby for a bag. And these women are established and can take care of themselves. I can't imagine Nick Cannon even being my friend. He just seems so annoying, let alone my baby daddy. Like, and they're just so beautiful. These women remind me of like highly functioning special needs people. No offense. I said it has nothing to do with anyone else's views, but it's like you can't be in the right state of mind to continue to do this. It doesn't make no fucking sense. The dream is to have your man there with you in those moments of needs. That's why I could never even be a good side chick, because I need to call you at 3 a.m. with a panic attack, period. So, yeah, I just think that they're mentally disturbed, and I would like for at least 2 to 3 of them to come out for representing highly functioning fucking autism and break the stigma of what it looks like, because this shit don't make
I think you trillion in her bag. I think, what up, Dwight? I feel as though shout out to everybody tapping in on YouTube too. Hit that like button. Scroll to the top, Clubhouse, hit that like button. We need the like, show your social currency. I think understanding what you're saying, Trills, it's less about what up, 21? It's less about being able to financially take care of these women needing finances, right? I don't think it's that. I think all these women are okay with having these kids with him, knowing that he's had a trillion amount of other kids, because, well, there's something he's saying to them. I would like to read that black book. What is Nick Cannon saying to these women that's getting them in this space? But that's another pod for another day. Any final thoughts? 21 Keys, we was having a conversation about are two moms or two dads in a household better than Nick Cannon? What are you guys' thought on YouTube as well? Leave it in the comment section below. I would love to hear how you guys feel about this. Trillion 21, Dwight, final thoughts. YouTube comments, final thoughts.
I don't know. I mean, my final thought on the matter was when I heard that his last baby has sadly passed away, I took that as like a message of God telling him stop
what you're doing. Like, this shit is not even how families are made, like, supposed to be made. And unfortunately, sometimes that's a catalyst. I tell my friends who are in fucked up relationships, maybe that miscarriage was a blessing in disguise. Don't shoot the messenger. So for him to do it again, if I was that woman, I would feel disrespected. Like, are you not still grieving our son? I
Right.
understand you had kids with other women. The baby survived. So it's on to the next. But our child, we put him in the lake or something, like in a beach on fucking Instagram. Like, can I had to do that with you. You can't just grieve with me for a second. So I think he has no class, no taste. I'm happy my opinion does not affect him in any way, shape, or form. So there's that. But I want to see that black book too, because I'm sure between that and the Satanic Bible, I need to know why people are following this shit. I'm done.
They clearly okay with something.
I mean, that's what the world is against this nowadays, right? It ain't about culture or like culture and your upbringing and your roots. It's about what you could do for somebody. So his black book is a dope book.
Why you say his black book is a dope book?
Because ain't nobody got a problem with it. Everybody's okay with it. You know, I really don't know the whole situation between him and these kids situation, but
Sure.
from what you guys are saying, you know, if he's having kids with multiple women, I don't think that's a problem neither. As far as him being able to take care of them, money can't take care of your kids. It can only just buy them what they need. You know.
Right.
They don't got a problem with it.
So that's interesting. And again, your views are your views, right? I'm not trying to get you steer you clear or steer you in a different direction. I'm just interested when you say that, because on one side you say, you know, it's cool that he's having the kids. So at least I heard, you know, you say it's cool for him to be having the kids, but then you say money can't do everything to help raise these kids, because if that's the case, then why have these kids if you can't be there? If time is indeed the thing, and spending time with the kids is the thing that the kids need, and he can't afford that, but it's okay for him to have kids, and you know that money don't just raise the kids, it's interesting that you would say it's okay for him to have the kids. You get what I'm saying?
I get it. I'm saying it's okay because, you know, the Bible, I believe in it. It say be fruitful and multiply, you know, and I take it my way. Like, yo, you don't just have mangoes. You want guinea, you want orange, you want strawberries. So having kids from different people, you have different kids, different type of different culture, you know.
Yeah, I hear you, but I hear you, King. That just it just don't make no sense to me, respectfully.
I'll say this, right,
Go ahead,
brother. I'll
21.
say this, brother. I'll say two things. Nick Cannon is just like every other dude out here, misusing what polygamy is for, right? If you're gonna have multiple women with multiple kids, you're supposed to be under the same roof. It's not supposed to be in different states, different countries, different continents. So because that way you're supposed to go home to that one house. That way you can govern that one house, right? So he's misusing what polygamy is really for. The other thing I would say is this: Nick Cannon is targeting low women with low self-esteem and don't really understand. They have lack of knowledge of self. I'll say that. And because he have money, and because he has money and a title, and he is this guy, it kind of like, you know, with like just like it's kind of like going over their heads. But if it was a regular dude who worked at Starbucks doing this, he'll be a piece of shit.
Piece of shit.
I'm sorry. Did 21 just say that about something about polygamy? Because what he's doing is not polygamy. These girls don't even want to get along or know each other, so
No,
they
what
can't
I'm
possibly be sister wives.
no, Allison, what I'm saying is that he's misusing polygamy.
He's not even engaging in polygamy. You have to engage in something in order to misuse it.
Well, I think she makes a point though.
Yeah, no, she does make a point, but that's a point that's a point I'm trying to make. He's misusing it. Like, I think a lot of here's the problem, Broadway. When a lot of people become woke, quote unquote, and they learn these new ways of doing things, these ancient ways, they just jump on it and they don't really do the deeper science. They don't really do deeper digging to get more of an understanding of what it's really
They're
about.
just okay with the part that makes sense to them, and they roll with that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. So answer me this question. Answer the question that's up top. Are two moms or two dads in the household better than what Nick Cannon is doing?
Yeah, it's better because you have two parents that's dedicated to raising the well being of their child and raising their child in a stable environment, stable, loving environment. Yes, one might have to work, or one might have to stay home, or however it goes. But even if both of them work, they know that their child know that both of those people are coming home to that child to give them the best part of them. Understand?
Okay, I understand that, but I'm not sure if you're. And again, I'm not saying that you don't see it, but sometimes we overlook things. Two moms, like a gay couple, versus two dads, a gay couple, are better in the household than what Nick Cannon is doing, and you're saying that that's okay.
I mean, I'm just answering your question.
Okay, I mean, I'm just making sure that you understood it as it was presented, because sometimes we don't. Sometimes we overlook things, right?
Listen. First of all, I have nothing against those lifestyles. That's their lifestyle.
Sure.
But if they have children involved and they're doing it from the perspective of like they're really going to be real down parents for real, for real. This is not like a trend or a thing that's to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good with that. If it's the other way, then that might be a little problematic in my eyes.
Understood. Listen, man. Final thoughts. I want to get. Oh, I see Ari off her mic. I want to get it from you, Ari. I see Tarika in the comments. She said, "Right, Broadway. I'm here for it. I appreciate the support. I need everybody to hit that link up top and hit that like button in it. Tap in with me, Ari."
You know, this topic has been getting brought up for a few days now.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I'm kind of like 50-50 because yes, in a normal home, a person like Nick Cannon would want to be there with their kids, but let's face it, he was in no predicament to be there with his kids anyway because he had 1,000 jobs. So regardless if he has 1,000 baby mothers, he wasn't going to be there 24% of the time anyway because he have 1,000 jobs. You understand what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, okay. And the other scenario where it's two of the same sex parents.
Yes.
I mean, bringing kids up in that environment, as long as it's not like a trend or something that they're doing to kind of like make the kid automatically feel like the kid should be gay or kind of making it, sometimes people use kids as accessories. As long as it's not that type of thing, then I agree with a child being in a home where they're not in foster care or they're not being mistreated or they're not being neglected or they're not orphans. So it's like there's always worse. So it's like, can I really bash these people? At least they're trying. I mean, it is what it is. I don't even know what to say.
And that's the point. The same point I was trying to make earlier. If you're doing it from a perspective of like okay, you're doing it from I'm really going to be a real parent. This is not like a trendy thing. Then it's fine. You know what I mean? But if it's a trend or it's something cool to say, well, I got that, then that's problematic. You know what I'm saying? And not to say that a lot of them is doing it, but I'm pretty sure there's a good amount of them that actually doing it from that perspective. You know what I mean? But
listen, I'll tell you like this, right? My final thought is, I think it's one thing to understanding what everyone said. I think that ideally, I would like to have my child raised in not me, but a child should be raised in a household of a man and a woman. Not only because I was raised like that, but because society is men and women based. Again, I honestly feel and believe that when we raise kids in same sex households, it puts them at a social disadvantage, right? And when we raise kids and they have that social disadvantage, it may put them in a space of not having that balance. That balance is very important. You know, I got it from my uncles and from mentors and from people that I looked up to, you know, what fatherhood looked like and what mentorship looked like. And that had an astounding effect on me as a child, because when I grew up, I was able to reach back and grab others and do the same thing, you know, and play that role, regardless if it was childhood situations, relationships, and women, children needing, you know, a good representation of what a man looks like, you know, and so forth and so on. I think children need that balance. I'm not gonna say that raising them a child should be raised amongst love, period. That's most important, you know. But I would be remiss if I just didn't make mention that, respectfully, having a kid and it puts them at a disadvantage. In my eyes, this is my opinion, you know, it puts them at a disadvantage. And I think you know, we're living in times where things are the way that they are, and we gotta learn. We won't be able to see the lasting effect of what's happening now for at least another 20, 30, 40 years. You get what I'm saying? Because the child don't really become an adult until they're about 27, 28 plus. Then they start understanding things different from how they did when they was younger. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna park it there. I think the conversation was fruitful. Again, I appreciate Instagram, Clubhouse for the commentary. Got the gang with me. You know, YouTube, I appreciate you guys. Shout out to you all for pulling up and giving us some dope commentary today. And yeah, man, make sure if you rewatch it, if you're watching it for the first time, get in these comment sections and like the video and let me know how you guys feel as a whole on a conversation. You hear what I'm saying? If you guys got topics or something you want us to unpack or something, definitely hit me up in my DM. I am_Broadway on Instagram and tap in with us. Email info@liveonbroadwaypodcast.com. Y'all know the vibe. It's cheaper to be yourself. Be giant.